quote, "Due to personal reasons, I will be making a pop album," unquote. That was Halsey on Instagram almost a year ago. This is not every single. My name's Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
Is a pop album still brewing? Is it still coming? I don't know. We're here to discuss. What do you think? I mean, she's been touring and now it's kind of wrapping up.
Yeah, so she made this post before touring. She's put out one song that was okay.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to whatever the drama was with her last single. I saw the headline included the words TikTok and drama. So I just said, I'm going to not know about that. That's just going to be a thing that I don't know about, but I'll listen to the song. And you're right, it was fine. It was okay. It had no sonic commonalities with her last record, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, which was sort of weird because it felt a little early to move into a new era.
Yeah, and also because, oh my gosh, this album was so strong and she was so, like, if you watch interviews of her, it was produced by, or Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross had a lot to do with this album.
It was basically made with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross serving as, on paper, producers. But the more you read about it, it's really that they kind of just made this thing together. If you don't know, Trent is from Nine Inch Nails, and Atticus Ross is now currently a second member of Nine Inch Nails. Wasn't for a long time, but they do a lot of film composing together. They have an amazing score for The Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Many others.
Many others. As a whole, it's all very industrial, grimy, edgy, distorted, oomph, attitude. And that's exactly what they brought to my favorite album of 2022, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power.
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It was a while ago.
That year actually had some really great albums. It's such a stunning album. And she's talked a lot about how even as she grew as an artist and she was given a little bit more control, she was never really fulfilling the vision that she had for her music until she made this album. So hearing her say, I'm going to make a pop album, my mind is like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Is she going to regress or is she going to move forward? I think she really has the potential to take the idea of pop and move it forward. It's kind of on her label too. Like, who are they going to let her work with? Or are they going to try and rein it in? Be like, you got to be more mainstream.
Yeah, I am so puzzled. There's so many things I'm thinking about with this, and I've been like waiting for more information on it for a while. And I think, what does that mean when she says, I'm making a pop album? Does it mean that she doesn't really consider her first couple of albums pop albums?
That's a good question. I hadn't really thought about it that way.
What's Badlands then? I mean, like, I guess I've never lumped Halsey into the same category as any main pop girls.
Right.
Also, side note, parenthetical right now, as far as I know, Halsey goes by both she, her, they, them pronouns, kind of use them interchangeably.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that's right. Good to point that out.
So I'm interested. Does Halsey saying I'm going to make a pop record mean that's like her take on pop?
That's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. I mean, I almost feel like If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power has that in it. Something like Honey.
Yeah. I would love for that to be the bridge to the new album, songs like that.
Right.
Because if you take something like The Lighthouse or Tradition, like, these are not pop songs, even though they're very melodic. But something like Honey does start to sound pop, and especially that closer. The closer of the album, I could see being like this big Charlie XCX song,
Yeah, and there's other things, you've got... Girl is a Gun.
Yeah.
Has pop elements, and then even her ballads, Darlin' it goes a little, strummy guitar. Was it Lindsey Buckingham played on SNL with her, which is incredible. that has pop ballad on another level kind of references to me. It's not a typical pop ballad, but again, like you're saying, it's like the melody is so strong.
Yeah, yeah, because you can't. It's like you can't take the pop melodies out of them. It's like, it's there. It's in the DNA. It's in the music. But I'm thinking of almost like, think of how hyperpop. It's pop music, but it's almost sort of like, chopped and screwed and artificial in very intentional ways, where you sort of start to get this like uncanny valley. And like how they look on the album covers sometimes we've talked about, like they almost look like heightened versions of human or something. That's almost what I'm thinking with like Halsey moving forward with a pop album. Now, that's what we hope. We could be wrong, and she could just be making a straight pop album.
Which could be cool. Like, think of her going sort of Lady Gaga, or or like what else? To me, the greatest pop album recently is Demi, but that's like also
You
rock.
call that a pop album?
It's mostly rock.
It's mostly rock.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with this, but I need more information. I've been waiting a long time. I need them to put out another album. And if it's a pop album, I just want to know what that means. What do you think that means? And what do you want to hear from the next Halsey record?
Yeah, they've been touring along. Is that tour still going on? Do you know? Probably not.
I don't think so. I think it wrapped up.
But like they toured a lot, so maybe I didn't hear of any new songs, because they said in the Instagram post, like, I have a song I could just want to release like a year ago.
That's interesting too. We should talk about that. So she posted this tweet, I think, that said like, I have a pop song that's so good and ready for radio right now. I could release it right now. And this was like March of last year.
Right.
So I'm hoping that they're letting this brew, kind of not jumping the gun.
Right. And does being on a tour change their idea of what they want to do next as well?
That's true. What we should have looked into before we started recording is like, have there been any new songs played live? As far as I know, there hasn't.
I feel like I would have heard about it on Popheads if that had happened, but, let us know if there's something we're missing, because, we are very lazy and we don't do very much research.
Yeah, if there's any info that we're missing here, throw it down in the comments. Let us know what you'd like to hear from the next.
You guys always have such good information in the comments. It's
I know.
Crazy.
Anytime I even mention if I say like, well, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but blah, 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 like, there will be a comment with the correct information.
Yes. Thank you for your comments.
Keep providing that for me. This is a community, It's not just about us. Let us know what you'd like to hear us talk about next as well. And if you're digging this kind of thing, go ahead and subscribe. This is kind of something new we're trying, where instead of talking about specific singles and specific albums every single time, kind of opening it up more to broader conversations, things we're wondering about in the music world. So that's what's going on with us. Thanks for watching. This is Not Every Single. My name's Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
See ya.